You know, a lot of people ask me if I prefer to camp wild in my camper van as opposed to using a campsite. And while I do enjoy the attractions of camping wild, I do quite like campsites as well. I like the facilities in campsites. I like the fact I can hook up, I'm also aware that I'm contributing something to the local economy, which I think is quite important for people like me who use a camper van a lot. But there are certain times of the year when most campsites are closed, so it's not so easy, and you have to camp wild. And I'm also aware that there's a lot of people who worry a wee bit about you know, camping out in the sticks and laybys or whatever. And there are certain things you have to do if you do camp wild, and we'll maybe look at that in a future video blog. But for the moment, I want to tell you about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of places where you can camp for the night quite legally and without any hassle. And these are places where there has been an agreement with the owners of pubs, restaurants, farm shops, visitor centres, where you can use their car park for the night in return for a bit of custom. It's not mandatory to go and buy a beer or a cup of coffee in there, but it's kind of goodwill. You know, if you're going to use the campsite for a night, it's goodwill to go and give them a little bit of your custom. And probably the best known of these organisations is Brit Stops, and you can become a member of Brit Stops every year. It costs you, I think it's about £27 at the moment, and for that you get this huge book. It's like a great big catalogue of all the places in the UK and Ireland where you can stay, and as I say, there's literally hundreds of them. And all you do, this becomes your membership card. Now you pull into a car park, you go into the restaurant or tea room or whatever it is and say, I'm a member of Britstop, do you mind if I stay for the night? And usually there isn't a problem. There's lots of good information in here as well about, you know, how many camper van spots there are in the various locations, phone numbers you can ring up in advance, whether there's any other facilities like dumping grey waste or where you can get water, and some of them even have hookups. So I think this is a very valuable scheme. I use them a lot all over the country, and I have to say, it's not just Brit Stops. There are one or two other organisations. One that comes to mind is, it's a fairly new one called Campervan Bible, and you can check it out on the website, and indeed I'll put the Brit Stops URL and that Campervan Bible one at the end of this video. But for the moment, I'm just a few miles from my Brit Stop for the night. I've been in already and asked if I can camp. It's a Brit Stop that might just surprise you. See you later. This is the car park of Balmoral Castle, the residence, the official Highland residence of the royal family. And this car park is part of the Brit Stops network of car parks where you can stop for the night. There's a wee information place come tea room just across there, so I'm just going to head over there and get a cup of tea and ask if I can stay here for the night. But I think it's a fantastic example that the Queen is setting, that she will allow some campervanners or motorhomers to stay in the car park overnight. And I think it sets a fantastic example to councils and car park owners throughout the rest of the country. So well done, Your Majesty, much appreciated.